I overheard my girlfriend's conversation with her sister. We'd been dating for 2 years and I, 27, was about to propose. Even though she, 26, seemed to have trouble keeping a job, I always said it was due to her free-spirited way of living. We always had good times together and made each other laugh. I felt like we belonged together, and she didn't seem to think any different. We moved in together after 1 year of dating, and she already had 8 different jobs. I forget where some of them were. They changed pretty fast, but at least she always got a new one. Well, that wasn't the only new thing she kept getting. My girlfriend's car always had a bunch of trash in it, usually empty zero-sugar drink bottles. So one morning before she went to work, I cleaned it out for her. When I opened her glove box, there was a dead phone along with a charger. I brought it in and sat it on the table while I made breakfast. When she came downstairs and saw the phone, she completely froze and didn't say a word to me. I said I found it while I was cleaning her car and just wanted to know if we could give it to my nephew to play games on. Her voice was barely a whisper, but she cleared her throat and said she likes to keep a backup phone in case hers breaks because she's known for breaking phones. I accepted this, and even though I noticed her odd behavior, I didn't bring it up with her. As we ate, I decided I'd wait for another chance to find the phone and plug it in, to search for anything fishy. She already had a working phone, so I genuinely believed this was a backup and wouldn't have anything interesting on it. Certainly nothing current. The next chance I got, I went into the glove box, but the phone was gone. That was weird. She moved it so I wouldn't find it again. Her sister came over that night to hang out, and they stayed up late, so I pretended to go upstairs to sleep. I went to the top of the stairs, waiting to hear what they talked about. I felt silly, but at the same time, I knew she was going to say something about what was going on. I could feel a change in the air. It was 20 minutes before my wife said she needed to ask her something. I listened closely as she asked her sister if it was bad to have many boyfriends in a short span of time. Sis was confused and reminded her she'd been dating me for almost 2 years now, so she didn't need to be worried about this. My girlfriend hesitated but explained that for each job she's had while dating me, she's had an AP. I gasped but covered my mouth to hold in my scream. Her sister was shocked too. She asked how many that was, and my girlfriend didn't even know. I felt like dying there, by the steps, wondering what to do next. She went on to say that she couldn't help it, she just got so excited at the thought of sleeping with someone that wasn't expecting it. And each time, after she slept with them a few times, she'd get bored and want to leave but didn't feel like she could break up with them while keeping the job. Her sister asked why she stayed with me so long if this was what she liked doing. She said she needed a place to live because she was too old to live with her parents. I was furious. I didn't want to wait another minute to confront her. I then came in and told her to get out of my house immediately. She and her sister were scared. My girlfriend begged me to let her explain or give her a chance to start over and grow up. I told her I refused to be taken advantage of for even another second. Just before they left, I told her to get checked for STDs because she was disgusting. I got checked as well, and I'm so grateful I used protection the whole time with her. We were not ready to have kids, that much was certain. Just 3 months after I left her, she was living with another unfortunate soul when she found out she had an STD. She called to tell me, and I let her have it a little bit more. But that wasn't all the karma she had coming for her. She got pregnant with someone from her job at Subway. What a sad, pathetic woman. I can't believe it took me so long to find out what she was doing, but I thank the stars I found out before proposing. I've started dating again, but I'm much more observant now. And I don't hide what I've been through, because that could be why I might come off as jealous or overprotective. OP, you've been through a pretty terrible thing. It's hard to believe your girlfriend so carelessly cheated on you repeatedly. She was certainly too immature to be in a serious relationship with anyone. When you find the person you're meant to love, dedicating yourself to them is a choice. Role-playing and imagination are a great way to keep the excitement alive, a much better alternative than cheating on the person you're supposed to honor and respect. I am so glad you followed your gut. You took the time to eavesdrop and find out what you needed to know, then you didn't hesitate to confront her when you were ready. Staying strong and following through with ending the relationship is the best choice anyone could make for their future. Forgiving a cheating spouse is a good way to be labeled a pushover and get cheated on again. Thank you for sharing this story. Now for today's second story. My wife, 30, modeled from the age of 3 and participated in beauty pageants. When I first met her, I, 35, thought I met the rarest woman in the world. Beautiful, selfless, and genuine. She was so convincing, but now I know her mother raised her to be a manipulative shallow dog. I found out my wife only married me to ensure her financial security. I had a small fortune to my name when I was diagnosed with cancer. My chances of survival were said to be very low, even though I was extremely fit and healthy. I didn't believe this diagnosis. I believed in my ability to overcome the sickness and eliminate it completely. I continued dating, telling each woman I met about my diagnosis. Most women gave me a fun night, then admitted they couldn't commit to someone, only to watch them die. It was kinda hard, but I knew I was going to survive. So when I met a beautiful woman that wanted to commit to me, despite cancer, I was thrilled. I believed she had faith in me to overcome it. We got married after a year, which was faster than I expected, but I thought she loved me, and I wanted her to be my wife before my time was up. Little did I know that shortly after that, she would get short with me. Even though she hadn't fully moved in with me out of her apartment, she did spend many nights at my house, but those became less frequent. I didn't have to ponder what to do for very long. I showed up at her apartment unexpectedly. When I arrived, I saw a different car and knew this was it. She was cheating. It hurt, but the whole time we dated, I had a little voice in my head that wondered if she was faking it all. I know I probably shouldn't have married her with that little voice, but I did. When I got inside with the spare key she kept in her car, I heard motion upstairs. I went up there and deliberately opened the bedroom door. They screamed and stopped doing the nasty. It was harder than I expected to handle my emotions, seeing her like that with someone else. AP came at me, but she screamed for him to stop. He looked more like the man you'd expect my wife to be married to. He watched her, quite puzzled and angry, while she frantically explained to me that he meant nothing to her, and she wanted to go home with me right now. She looked at AP with panic in her eyes, like she wanted to tell him she'd miss out on hundreds of thousands of dollars if he didn't play along, but she couldn't say that. So she tried to leave with me quickly. He wasn't having that and demanded to know what the hell was going on. I was pretty much letting things unfold without saying anything until I knew I would be heard. She couldn't face us and risk exposing her lie, so she left, telling me we'd talk back at my house. I told AP everything. Towards the end of it, he grew annoyed and irritated, so he left. At my house, she called her mom, unaware that I set up a hidden camera in case she came back. She worked up some fake tears and complained that the check she told her about was taking much longer to arrive in the mail than she thought. She sounded like a whiny child as asked her mother for a loan of $5,000. Her mom easily agreed and asked her how that nice man, AP, was doing. She said he was great, but he only got half the amount of money he expected from his last job. Her mother only talked about how her daughter deserved nothing but the best and that she shouldn't settle for anything that isn't good enough. While watching this video, I could not believe how shallow and pointless these women sounded. They were literally wastes of space. The only reason they made it so far in life was because they were beautiful on the outside. Everything was superficial to them, and they would lie to get what they believed they deserved, no matter what it did to other people. When I got home, she was gone, and I filed for divorce. But the best revenge I got was when I posted the video of her talking to her mom online. People pointed out that AP might have been committing insurance fraud, too, since she mentioned how he didn't get paid as much as he expected for his last job. Maybe they were in on it together, and AP was also acting when I met him. I doubted this theory, but I did report it all to the police with his information and the video I got. I never heard anything from the police, but hopefully if they did this to other people in the past, they'll be stopped. But strangers on the internet weren't done yet. Strangers shamed my ex for being a pile of steaming crap. Strangers sent me financial help to pay my medical bills. They couldn't believe this woman took advantage of me while I fought off cancer. She became famous as an example of what a woman should never become. She hated me. I ruined countless job opportunities for her. She was so recognizable as a terrible person that no company wanted her to advertise their product. She moved away and laid low, living a below-average, not-so-glamorous life. I'm proud to announce that I am a cancer survivor, and since all this happened, I've remarried and had a child. We run marathons together as a family, and it's a life I'm happy to be here for. OP, I am so glad you discovered the truth to your wife's character. I am sorry she took advantage of you and proved to be a good-for-nothing materialistic girl. Thank goodness you followed your instinct and discovered the affair. It would be quite upsetting to know if they did this financial love scam to other people. You've already survived such a scary thing that nature throws at us. I know you can handle any future obstacles with ease. You have a second chance at finding the woman you're meant to love. I believe you can find a relationship with open and honest communication and loyalty. A woman that doesn't intend to take advantage of you, but intends to be the genuine, loving wife and sense of peace and comfort that you deserve. It's good to know your ex will be forever known as a symbol of shame, thanks to your thoughtfulness to set up a hidden camera. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to today's stories. If you enjoyed listening, please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, comment below with your thoughts on what happened. Take care.